Hello everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome to my channel. Today's topic is about your inner child. We will explore it from 5 dimensions: your inner child's personality traits, emotional needs, the archetype of adult figure they need, the related life lessons, and ways to connect with and heal them. From left to right, there are 3 options. Please keep an open mind and an open heart to choose one. The timestamps are listed in the description box. I'll see you in your reading. Hello Group 1, welcome to your reading. Let's first look at the personal traits of your inner child. The first card here we have is the Knight of Cups, which shows that everyone has a very romantic, friendly, and spiritual nature. Some inner children especially love listening to and telling stories. Some love reading and writing poetry and have artistic talents. There may be a tendency to please others. The second card is the Four of Cups, which tells me that your inner emotional world is rich. You love to daydream and are somewhat sentimental. Some of you may have cried often in your childhood because you didn't like going to kindergarten or school. The Tower card tells me that your inner child lacks a sense of security or belonging. Some of you were extremely cautious as children out of fear or making mistakes. Over time, this made you feel constrained, wanted to grow up quickly and leave, yet also feeling reluctant or unable to leave. Combining the 3 cards, some of you may have experienced parental divorce, constant arguments between parents, or sudden family crisis. Some may have gone through exclusion, social isolation, or even bullying. Next, let's explore the psychological needs of your inner child. The first card here we have is the Six of Wands, showing that your inner child has a vivid imagination and hopes their creative ideas are valued and recognized. From the Four of Cups, I feel like you have the experience of being discouraged by others. The next card we have is the Empress card, and this suggests that your inner child longs for or even has an obsession with an ideal mother figure, especially if there was an absence of this role in childhood. You may have tried to compensate by idealizing a mother figure. The impact varies. Some are comforted by this idealization as a way to release emotions, but for most, it depends the sense of lack. The Fool card tells me that your inner child craves freedom. Freedom from needing to people please or worry constantly just to get material security and a sense of safety. This is the opposite energy of this Tower card. Now let's look at what kind of adult your inner child needs. The card we have is the Pioneer. This tells me your inner child needs an adult who also holds ideals in their hearts. Only when you have ideas of your own can you truly understand the importance of theirs. You must also have enough faith in your ideals. When things go wrong or others doubt you, your inner child hopes you gently tell them, "We are doing something wonderful. People only doubt us because of their limited thinking or their own past failures. But this has nothing to do with us. We are independent individuals who can achieve our goals without relying on external validation." As for the life lesson of the inner child, we have the card Yod, Destiny. This card refers to 2 planets forming a 60-degree with each other and also forming 150 angles with a 3rd planet, creating what is known as a Yod or finger of God aspect. The zodiac signs associated with this are Virgo and Scorpio. From this card, I feel your life, especially your childhood, was affected by Virgo and Scorpio-like energies. Chaos, crisis, and seemingly unavoidable fate. These childhood issues tend to repeat themselves even in adulthood, and tied to your inner child's personality. This indicates difficulties of releasing deep emotions. But this card also tells me that a major life lesson for you is learning independence, especially emotional and personal independence. Do not rely on external world for safety and validation. Don't passively wait for rescue. And finally, let's look at how to interact with and heal your inner child. The Queen of Pentacles tells me you need to build a solid material foundation for your inner child. Only then can they feel supported to fully experience life. It's also important to have long-term vision and planning. Your inner child has brilliant ideas, so it is vital to help them realize those ideas in an organized way. Chaos can discourage them or trigger their childhood fears. The elevated Virgo energy will also help nourish your inner child. The next card here we have is the Three of Pentacles, and this card suggests you can take some classes or join communities, Although not finding the right group in your childhood may have been a regret, but that doesn't mean the regret must last forever. Now, with more life experience, you can find a community that suits you. The power of community will brighten your inner child and help build deep and lasting friendships. The next card we have is the Queen of Cups. And this tells me that you need to gently remind your inner child that the ideal mother cannot be found externally. Projecting that image too strongly onto others can lead to more disappointment. Referring again to the Scorpio energy of the Yacht card, destruction and rebirth, you can transform the image of this ideal mother. Even if she doesn't exist outside, you can nurture your own inner child and become your own ideal mother. Comfort your inner child because you are gradually becoming the person they have always longed for. And lastly, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this card asks you to be patient with your inner child. Patience is needed in two ways. First, once you acknowledge your inner child, they will continuously express their needs to you. Please respond to them with patience one by one. And secondly, your inner child lacks a strong sense of security and will constantly seek a reassurance of their existence. They may frequently make you feel sadness or loss. Please keep telling your inner child over and over that you are with them, and you will not force them to grow up or disappear. Repeat to them that you're proud of them and deeply grateful for their presence. Just like the Knight of Pentacles, steady and persistent to provide them with sense of security. Okay, Group 1, I hope this reading brings you some insights. Wishing you all the best and see you next time. Hello, Group 2, welcome to your reading. Let's first take a look at the personality traits of your inner child. The first card we have is the Three of Pentacles. This indicates that you may not have felt deeply emotionally connected with others, but your inner child has a strong sense of group honor and is willing to contribute to the group through self-discipline or active participation. The second card we have is the Hermit, which gives off mature beyond your age vibe. Some of you may have started questioning from a very young age, who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Others may have had an inner child fascinated by mysteries or the universe, with a love of reading. The next card we have is the Nine of Cups. While you have a sense of collective pride and participate in group activities, you actually enjoy being alone more. You don't feel lonely at all. Some inner children even had imaginary friends, and your emotional world or fantasies were often centered around them. These three cards show that your inner child is well-behaved, kind, mature, independent, and may have been seen as a model child. Your talents likely showed early in life, and some of you may have had paranormal or mystical experiences during childhood. And now let's explore the emotional needs of your inner child. The first card is the Queen of Pentacles, showing that your sense of security is closely tied to material and sensory fulfillment. You need things that are tangible and visible to feel safe. Some of you may still keep items from your childhood, like a blanket, throw, or stuffed animal. Others still hold on to childhood habits, and these physical connections help your inner child feel grounded. The second card is the Four of Wands, suggesting that your inner child values stability. You don't like changing home, schools, and environments frequently. You also care deeply about your living environment. It should be cozy and ideally contain symmetrical or even-numbered elements. And hosting small gatherings at home and occasionally creating joyful, warm memories is very healing for you. The next card is the Knight of Cups, indicating a longing for genuine, heartfelt emotional connections. However, some of you may get lost in idealistic fantasies, especially for those with strong idealistic tendencies. Idealizing family, friendship, or even love might lead to disappointment and a loss of faith in reality. Let's now look at what kind of adult your inner child needs. The archetype that appears is Virgin. This archetype calls for an adult who loves and believes in the idealism of inner child. Your inner child likely has a clear vision of an ideal world, ideal family, ideal relationship, and ideal environment, and ideal lifestyle. But adults are often skilled at dismissing or denying such idealism. While it is important not to get lost in unrealistic fantasies, but it is precious and meaningful to keep a pure heart and yearn for beauty, especially when overwhelmed by the various values of this material world. Idealism can help you reconnect with your original self, and this archetype encourages you to be like a warm-hearted older sibling, someone who treasures and protects your inner child and honors your pure heart. The life lesson related to your inner child is the Grand Trine, blessings. This suggests that you are extremely blessed. Some of these blessings might not have been appreciated in your younger age, or you may have been gifted in ways that weren't in line with your desires. But as you grow, you'll begin to realize how lucky you are. Qualities you once disliked about yourself may come to be seen as blessings. And another lesson is to avoid over-promising or wasting resources due to excessive optimism. You are highly attracted to opportunities and resources, but poor management can lead to waste. Neglecting relationships may lead to loss. Perhaps you idealize in relationships where bonds last forever without effort. But in reality, even good relationships need some maintenance. Of course, this doesn't mean you should tolerate unhealthy relationships. But for those that aren't perfect yet are still worthwhile, a little effort goes a long way. Finally, let's talk about how to connect with and heal your inner child. The 901 suggests that when your inner child feels exhausted or tormented, it's okay to plan small surprises or breaks for yourself to relax and recharge. The next card we have is the Five of Pentacles, and this card advises that when you feel lonely or regretful due to loss, be gentle with your inner child. Everything, people, relationships, situations, may come to an end eventually. What matters is that it was real and joyful at that time. This card also reminds you that true feelings of satisfaction, belonging, and security come from within. Anything gained externally can be lost. The next card we have is the Ten of Cups, which tells you to believe in the possibility of regaining what was once lost. If you experienced loss in childhood, you will have chances to reclaim what was once missing. You can also fulfill your inner child's dreams. Don't forget, you are truly blessed. The final card is the Knight of Wands, and this card suggests you find a role model. You don't need to copy them exactly, but you can draw inspiration and comfort from their stories. More importantly, this card encourages you to become a role model for your own inner child. Think about who you once wanted to be. Develop those qualities. Be proud of yourself. Okay, Group 2, I hope this reading brings you some insights. Wishing you all the best and see you next time. Hello, Group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's first look at the personal traits of your inner child. The first card is Wheel of Fortune. Your inner child has a strong spirit of exploration, holds firm personal belief, but is also adaptable to external changes. Although some changes may be resisted, your inner child remains open-minded and accepting. The second card is the Eight of Wands, another wheel-like image, and this suggests your inner child enjoys progress and forward movement, dislikes waitings, and is bursting with creativity. However, there may also be tendencies toward short attention spans or having too many interests at once. The next card we have here is Queen of Swords. Your inner child favors direct communication and will dig deep into topics of interest, showing strong focus and a firm sense of self. And taking all three cards together, your inner child shows signs of leadership ability, often being the one who gives direction or leads the group. I sense that your birth chart might contain strong fixed sign energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. You are also very popular among others. Now let's look at emotional needs of your inner child. The first card here we have the Wheel of Fortune again, indicating that while your inner child can adapt to changes, there is still a deep desire for more sense of control. The second card we have Death, and this suggests your inner child wishes to have the power to transform or end certain relationships, circumstances, or even labels related to identity or gender. But when combined with the Wheel of Fortune, it shows that during childhood, your inner child wasn't capable to make these changes. And if those situations resulted in trauma, some of you may find that in adulthood, the more you try to control things, the more they spiral out of control, or you may choose to avoid or give up on things you could control due to fear or a loss of belief in your own ability. The next card we have is the High Priestess, which tells me that your inner child has high needs for privacy and safety. Unlike material or emotional security, this safety is about maintaining the right to question social norms. to freely explore the mysterious, and to not be forced or restricted, especially in terms of personal or intellectual freedom. That's what makes your inner child feel safe. And now let's explore what kind of adult your inner child needs. The card we have here is the Mentor card. This suggests your inner child seeks intellectual and philosophical guidance. I sense that you will long try to follow rules or suppress overthinking, but your consciousness keeps expanding as truths and wisdom from your subconscious continue to surface. This might make you feel both excited and scared. Some of you may feel disconnected from the material world, unsure how to rebuild that connection. The Queen of Swords here to show that even you know a lot, it may feel hard to apply the knowledge or stay grounded. What you need is the calm, wise, and steady energy of this mentor in the image. If you're still young or haven't yet found inner steadiness, start by learning from external role models with mentor-like qualities. Over time, you become your own mentor, guiding your inner child wisely through life. The life lesson related to your inner child appears as the 5th house, creativity. So you can refer to your birth chart's 5th house to help heal your inner child. And this card also affirms your natural creativity, especially performing arts or drama, or being on the stage. If some of you had experienced early fame that later faded, know that new opportunities are underway. With the 2 of the Wheel of Fortune card, you already realize that life's ups and downs are beyond your control. What you can do is to prepare well, keep your patience and faith, and catch every opportunity when the time is right. You will have many chances in your life, so there's no need to worry. This card also reminds you to experience life with an open heart. Reading books and gathering information is helpful, but nothing beats first-hand experience. Ground abstract knowledge by embodying different roles and connecting with the world through those experiences. Then channel your rich inner world into your creative works and expand your influence. You might go through several major transformations in life, but each one is a level up. And finally, let's look at how to interact with and heal your inner child. The first card here is the 4 of Cups. Combined with the High Priestess, you need to create a private personal space, free from external disruptions. Only then will your inner child feel safe. The Queen of Swords appears again, reminding you not to focus solely on theory or learning at the expense of action. Otherwise, you may end up with empty talk, and your work could become disconnected from your audience. Your inner child needs to experiment with different things to satisfy their creative impulses. The Ace of Cups encourages you to regularly unburden your inner child's emotions. Don't pressure them for the sake of creative output. What they need is empathy and gentleness, not force. Only then can your inner child thrive. And the final card here is the Strength card. That your inner child can be moody or willful, especially when upset or unmotivated. Please respond with gentle companionship. After all, it's their presence that brings magic and surprise into your life. Okay, Group 3, I hope this reading brings you some insights. Wishing you all the best and see you next time.